Karibu kwenye Msasa, where we talk to successful people about failure. Ali, in my opinion, you are by far one of the hardest working men in the entertainment and fashion industry in Tanzania. Although, again, in my opinion, I don't think a lot of people know that. I don't think a lot of people know ni kwa kiasi gani mkono wa Ali umegusa hichi kitu au hivi vitu ambavyo labda kwa njia moja wengine inawezesha wengine ambao wanaanza sasa hivi kuona kama mbona kawaida tu. Haikuwa kawaida, na kuna watu walitengeneza mifumo ya aina fulani. Because, for instance, we do marketing, right? And when we're doing marketing, sometimes we do business development when we're looking for clients. The best clients are the ones who are pre-exposed to a concept. The pre-exposure needs to happen to them. And sometimes you're not the person who made it happen. Somebody pre-exposed them. And that's why today you can talk about things and certain prices and they're like, yeah. Kwanza, you're cheaper than Ali. Yeah? So I'm genuinely curious about people who are so driven, so consistently for so long. What's your drive?
First of all, not many people know what Ali does. You know, that's something many people think, oh my God, Ali's a fashion designer. Fashion. People don't know what I do. Mm-hmm. Like, I probably used to be a fashion designer. I still am.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have that creative nerve in me anymore, or the patience.
For fashion?
Not for fashion, just to be creative or to be dealing with individual clients. It's something that, I've done it for 6 years. I'm the kind of person who gets bored of things very quickly.
Okay.
I get bored of something and move into the next thing. Like for me, like my main core business right now would probably be like an agency, or in other ways, people would like to call me a fixer. I'm the kind of person who fixes everything. Any problem you have.
Any problem?
I mean, most of the problems, especially with corporate industry,
Okay.
Oh, we need a birthday cake for this client. We need this. Or they call me at like 12 at night. Tomorrow we have a press conference at 6 a.m. What do we do? And I'm the fixer.
So events. Stuff like that.
Events, probably I've worked with people like production firms from Nigeria that come here for a reality show, and they want a location, they want this, models. They want that, whatever you want, So it's like I'm more of a fixer.
Okay.
For a lot of clients.
Okay.
And that's what excites me, because every day is something new. It's a new demand.
Yeah.
And all this is like, for me, what keeps me excited and keeps me focused and enjoying my work is, there is no day which is the same.
Okay.
There is no day which I'm like, I have to wake up at 8 a.m., do this.
Okay.
It's like every day is different, and I love it.
Okay. It sounds like you are still a creative then.
I am creative.
They don't want to do the same thing.
I have a fantastic team of people who work at the shop,
right,
who are super creative. And for me, I feel like, I've been in the industry for so long.
Right.
And every day, these things change, And for me, the idea of going back to school or to get a laptop or to read something right now and learn, it's something I don't have the ability to do it.
Right.
This is where I have a great team of people who are young, just graduated from university with degrees in fashion and creative, and they're so good.
Right.
So you just empower them, give them responsibility, and they work for you, and they're really good.
Right. So kama watu wengi wanakufahamu as Ali, the fashion designer, hizi kazi zingine zinatokanaje? How do you get them? How do they even know they can come to you to get their problems fixed?
Yeah, so first of all, it all started with fashion.
Right.
Being in the industry, I'm talking about 16, 17 years ago, there was a beer launched in Tanzania called Peroni.
Mm-hmm. I remember Peroni.
You remember Peroni? Yeah. So Peroni, they were doing their launch event at Mediterranean. And they were like, when we're launching a product, we have hostesses, we need their costumes. Mm-hmm. Who's wearing the costumes? Let's go to Ali. So I designed costumes for the hostesses. They wore the costume. The event went great. Now, Peroni was under TBL at that time.
Yes.
And they were very specific with the branding and everything. So the whole team that was doing the events, all the activations for Peroni used to come from South Africa, or, it was and it was getting expensive for them.
Yeah.
So this next time, again, costumes. And the third day, like, Ali, you also have girls.
Yeah.
you get to provide to us with costumes. I'm like, yeah, sure. So I give them the girls and costumes.
Yeah.
The third day, you give a stage and a red carpet. I'm like, yeah, sure, I can give you.
Yeah.
So it was more like, it's just building up step by
organically.
step. Yeah, organically. I don't put myself out there as an events person or a agency or anything of that sort.
Yeah.
I'm just Ali,
Okay.
So slowly, these are the people who I've worked with,
Okay.
So Peroni then, so I've been with Peroni for forever until it went out the market.
Yeah.
It was bought by some other company. I was no longer in Tanzania.
Okay.
And then Peroni moved out. TBL didn't want to lose me, so they moved me to Ndovu. After Ndovu, they moved me to Kasalai. Then Budweiser came into the market. I did the whole launch of Budweiser, took over Budweiser for the longest time.
Yeah.
And that's how it started building, Word of mouth. My work was just people were seeing it, appreciating it, and taking it from there. And for me, my worst thing was, I was doing all this thing, but still all this time I was thinking, how the hell do I make money? Because, being a creative person, this is something I'm still learning. Like till today, I have such issues not being creative, but being a businessman.
Tell me more. What are the issues?
The issues are like you're creative. You don't want to negotiate on the quality of what you're producing. Like the budget is 2 million. I do work of 3 million. And then everyone looks at me, how the hell are we surviving? I'm like, but I don't want to lose out on the quality of what I'm going to produce.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge.
Yeah.
But then again, with time, you learn.
What do you learn? What have you learned?
When you have a big team of people who look out for you, I have a team of about 15 to 20 employees right now. Full time, they've been with me for over 6-7 years.
Yes.
So you end up being their father, their mother, their guardian, everything. Mafiwa, my wife got pregnant,
Yeah.
Things like this are something that happens every day. And these are the responsibilities I enjoy.
Right. Right.
Like this one, I'm the kind of person that don't talk much.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like telling my team, today we're going to have a staff meeting or something like that. I'm like, no, you guys have been with me for 6-7 years. You know exactly how I work.
You should know.
I'm not the kind of person to tell you, don't do this, let's have a meeting. No, I don't like being the boss.
Okay.
I want to see my work being done.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, this one time, one of my staff calls me at like 6 a.m. Was it 5 a.m. calling me? My wife was pregnant and she got a C-section surgery. He was stuck with money, need to miela, blah, blah. So I just sent him money. The wife gave birth to kids, whatnot. The next morning, everyone in the work group were congratulating him,
Yeah.
And it was like after 5-6 hours later, one of my staff called me, how come you didn't congratulate this guy, he just gave birth. I'm like, I know you gave, I'm like, I know before even you did.
I don't have to say it.
I don't have to say it. These are kind of things that I do.
So now, do you find yourself being more creative than business or more business than creative?
More business than creative.
And how does that make you feel as a creative though? Doesn't it feel like
it's a new territory?
Selling out.
I'm a new territory.
I feel like I've sold out sometimes.
Nah. But I enjoy it. It's different. It's fun.
It is. It's quite
fun.
different.
Yeah, it's fun being the business. But still, you always have to be, your creative spark has to always be there.
Yeah.
But we're the kind of people, we like, even if I drive on the road and I see a billboard and it's just something's not right. It just bugs me. I'm like,
Come on,
I'm like, why? We're the kind of people who are like that. And that will never shut down.
Yeah, that will never shut down.
We never sleep.
Yeah. I was watching something. I was scrolling actually on social, and I saw we have a lot of motivational speakers nowadays.
Now, of course, we do plenty.
We have plenty. I, however, have not given up on it as a concept. I just think we have a lot of people pretending to be what they're not. There are still a few people, though, who you can believe because they've got proof that this is how I did it, right? And so, without naming names, there was one particular one I was watching their page and their content. And mshikaji akanasema, if there's one thing you should have, if you're aspiring to be someone, is get a sponsor. Somebody who can lend you their credibility and allow you to get into rooms that maybe it would have taken longer or you might have never even been able to. What's your feeling about that?
Mentoring someone or getting inspired by someone, I think it's a great thing. But then again, by doing it yourself, the kind of things you learn, you'll never learn from someone else.
Absolutely. Yeah. So he wasn't talking about mentoring. He was talking about get a sponsor. Like somebody who can be like, I'll give you an example. I don't think I would have gotten the DKT gig if Ali didn't say, you should speak to Hisia. Kikweli tu. After we got it, we killed it, but we wouldn't have got it before. Take you back, 2014. I wouldn't have gotten the Ndovo gig if Ali didn't say, Arusha, usichukue zile bendi za kishamba-shamba.
Yeah.
Elisha.
I remember
You
that.
get what I mean?
Yeah. It's a word of, I think, it's the stories you create or the connections you create with people. It's what helps. For me, if you didn't make a first impression on me, I would have never recommended you to anyone.
Right. So basically you're saying instead of seeking a sponsor, position yourself to be easily sponsored?
Just be yourself.
Right.
Like, there are some people out there, they are struggling.
Right.
They are struggling so hard, but they put themselves out there like, they are unapproachable. They put themselves out there, they're impossible to be reached.
Like
Yeah, you just need to position yourself. It's great to have a good attitude towards people.
Right.
Or to have an attitude, but again, it depends. Who are you dealing with?
Right.
You know exactly who you have to put your face down to and who you have to nail up to.
Right.
Simple as that.
Right.
I think just creating that small memories with people, the connections with people is what really helps.
Okay. Okay.
You need to touch people, and even after 10 years, you meet someone, they're like, oh my God, we go way back,
Yeah.
You don't talk much, we don't keep in touch, but when you meet someone, it's like, oh, Ali.
Yeah.
Really
or when
helped.
you hear of them, you speak well of
you know?
them. Yeah.
And these are kind of things that people I enjoy, and that's my personal story.
Right.
Just try being nice to everybody.
Right.
And in your work and everything will speak by itself.
Yeah. Right. Ali, fashion shows nalipa?
For me, fashion shows never paid.
Kuna watu ambao zinalipa?
I don't think so.
Okay. So
the fashion industry in Tanzania is just still different. For Tanzania, I still think fashion, you don't see a lot of fashion shows happening nowadays.
Yeah.
But then again, because the fashion designers who are in the industry have become more smarter, they're trying to use ways on how to make business using social media.
Because the fashion show was a way to introduce.
Fashion shows only helps to make you get famous,
Right.
to position yourself as a brand, to be out there, getting to be premium.
Right.
But fashion shows to make money, and especially for me, I never used to sell tickets. I never used to do everything.
Right.
For me, it was invitations only. People come, clap their hands, see the girls walking by, and that's it.
So is that why people aren't doing them anymore? People are
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, it's too expensive to do?
It is expensive to do a good quality show.
Right.
It is super expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, and here we don't have the concept of buyers. If you go to other countries like South Africa or something, you have fashion shows happening, you have buyers sitting in the front row, and you see people walking in like pants and shirts.
Right.
And, people are like, oh, I want like 10,000 of this piece for my store. I want this.
And for their stores
and the problem in Tanzania is we can do that as well. But then again, if you showcase shirts and pants on a runway, people will think, hey, this guy's not creative. For them, they still think fashion is entertainment. They want to see like big gowns, like birds flying.
Yeah.
They want to see that kind
But who's
of thing.
going to wear that?
But that's what they want to see.
Yeah,
For
but
them,
who's going to wear that?
he's very creative, He just showcased a bird on the runway.
And then they're going to come and get a suit? That's how it works?
Yeah, I don't know. But, for them, they still think that fashion is entertainment. It's not a business.
Wait, what?
People in Tanzania still think fashion is an entertainment. It's not a business.
And what do you think?
I don't think so. That's why I stopped doing shows. For me, fashion is a business. There's so many people that, are depending on this industry right now.
Right. And for people who are trying to penetrate that market, so looking back 16, 15, 18 years, could you tell me one thing or two things that don't even, forget about this, don't do this?
Yes, my first show was 2016. It was called Prison Break. I did at the Serena Hotel. It was poorly attended by I hired an event organizer. I did everything. I hardly got about 30 people at the show. I just went backstage and just lied down and I'm like, I really am done. I'm like, this was it. There were so many challenges. There were so many things. And it's not always up, up, up.
Yeah.
When you start, it was really hard, especially being Indian, coming to Tanzania. I was I went to school in the States.
All right. You didn't grow up here?
I grew up here, lived here all my life. Then went to college in the States.
Okay. And then you came back.
And for me, I never actually thought I would be a fashion designer. You know, the other people who I grew up, other people in the interviews, like, oh my God, I always wanted to be a fashion designer.
Yeah.
For me, it's never been like that.
Okay.
For me, I was always wanting to be in the creative industry.
Okay.
Graphics, fine arts, stuff like that. But fashion, I had no idea.
Musumea
Fashion and fine arts and graphics.
Musumea fashion and
fine arts.
And fine arts. So you can draw.
Used to.
Could draw. Okay.
I could draw very well.
Okay. So coming back, that was a challenge?
It was not a challenge, but going to school for graphics and fine arts and diverging my whole career there to fashion.
Right.
Coming back to Tanzania, first of all, you don't know the fashion industry here.
Right.
I never thought I would actually take fashion as a career.
Right. Was there even an industry then?
It was. Like at that time, there was Mustafa Sanali, there was Alinda Sawe, Asia Daru, Sadia Manampoka. But what helped me was, this one time, when I moved back to Tanzania, I was actually a teacher. I was teaching graphics.
What?
Yeah, I was teaching graphics at DTP. That's the publishing institution, Mikocheni.
Kina Hanif.
Yeah, Kina Hanif. Yes, I was there. So did that. And then this one time I was working and Irene Kiwia and Nancy Sumari came to the studios. They were like, we have a Kisura, some project at Kisura, whatnot. We have a Rad's fashion program. Our MC is Joe Kate. I was like, oh, I went to school fashion. Like, do you want to dress Joe Kate? I'm like, sure, So I actually went to Ilala, the TBL offices, measured Joe Kate in the parking lot. That was my first outfit.
What? What year was that?
Huh?
What year was that?
2016. So she was my first customer.
Right. And then that is that what?
And at that time I was there at this fashion show and Mustafa and Hisia, everyone saw me and I started to know people, start learning Kiswahili.
What, you forgot Kiswahili?
I mean, I was Toto Upanga, you know how it is. Always raised in the whole Indian family.
Okay.
When you raised, especially in that time, that culture, you were told, Indians are your friends. You don't have to mingle with the locals.
Okay.
It's the whole mentality, no matter how you grew up, where you grew up, but every family at that time used to have the mentality.
Right. Okay. So basically you stumbled into it.
I stumbled into it. I actually got really excited. I was actually enjoying it.
Right.
It was a whole different culture for me.
Right.
Making new friends.
Right. But fast forward, it's not your core business, but you still do it.
Yes.
Do you do it for the passion?
I do it for the passion. I do it for the brand.
The brand. Because it's now your lead generation tool, right?
Yes, of course. And that's my legacy is.
Right. Right. But it's not what makes you money.
No.
Okay. For someone who's entrepreneurial and a creative at the same time, can you break that down a little bit more? Like how is it that the thing you love is something that you can still do, although it's not necessarily the thing that's paying your rent and your bills and whatnot? And not doing it, sorry to make the question a bit complex, not doing it is not a good idea. You should still continue to do it.
A lot of creative people don't like criticism.
Yeah.
A lot of creative people think their art or their idea is the right one.
Right.
And they know the best.
Yeah.
So if you want to make money, first you just start learning what people want.
Right.
And not what you want. You still need to be there as a guidance or an advisor to tell them what you think about it.
What's a good idea?
But end of the day, they're the ones who's paying.
Right.
Right. For instance, I'm going to go back to fashion.
Right.
They're designers, for them, they think they're the best. And for them, they would do an outfit which is orange color and then put a blue flower and a green flower and a yellow hat. And they're like, the more the merrier. For them to think the more it is, the better it is.
Right.
But sometimes it's just a client just wants a simple blue dress.
Right. Yeah, just give them the dress.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, don't complicate it. She's paying.
Yeah.
So they need to start learning to accept the criticism and to be able to change it. A lot of people are not ready for that. Musicians, singers, artists, designers.
Is that what?
That's how you start making money.
By listening to your clients.
By listening to your clients.
So are you saying you found that most of your clients had more BTL needs than fashion needs?
No, BTL is what I just got excited about. I enjoy it.
Okay.
It's so much fun, you know? It's like you're told to do something that's difficult, getting kibalis for random. Like, for example, the launch for Budweiser, you know? What was exciting about it? It was a crazy launch. We did the whole parade from my shop to Elements.
Yeah.
I had like 5 horses. I have 50 girls. It was a whole parade in the whole street.
Right.
For me, I had the whole Haile Selassie red street painted in red lights for that whole week before the launch.
Right.
You know, getting that whole thing, doing that whole thing was exciting. It was not easy.
Okay. I don't feel like I've gotten the answer to my question.
For me, BTL is, I go where the money is.
Okay.
Right now.
Right.
Okay. I enjoy it. I enjoy my freedom. I enjoy my space. For me, I'm still content though with life. I don't want a lot of money.
What's not a lot of money? Isn't that subjective?
No.
Or there's a general amount that is a lot for most people anyway. Is that what you mean?
Enough money is good money. You can survive. You can live nicely, nice luxury life, and you're good.
Okay.
A lot of people, there is never enough money.
Mm-hmm.
Like some people say, "Oh, I've made a lot of money." There is never enough money.
Okay.
What is a lot of money? Someone like, "Oh, I have 10 million in my bank." That's not a lot of money.
It's subjective, yeah.
But it depends. Some people, for them, it is. Some for others, it's not.
Yeah.
So it varies.
So what do you mean you don't want a lot of money then?
I don't want a lot of money. I want to live a nice life. And I am.
Right?
I am.
So, okay, let me paraphrase. Are you saying you've figured out what your enough is? And you're content with that?
It's never enough. It's never enough.
So what?
But I don't want to sound biased or anything, but I'm just gonna say it. Enough money is just waking up and not thinking about,
Money.
Right. But a lot of times you have to do that. Especially what I do. That's what
Think about money.
Think about money.
I think I get you in a way.
Sometimes you have a lot of money, but you don't have money in your hands.
Right. But I like what you just said. Enough money is waking up and not having to think about money. Although you still have to think about money.
Of course, you still have to think about
like in Msasa, the second thinking about money is thinking about how to make more to sustain your ability to wake up and not think about money. So the initial one being waking up and not thinking about bills. Is that a correct interpretation of what you just said?
Yes. I mean, it's there. It's part of work, It's just there. You don't have to say, oh my God, where am I going to get that money for to pay this one? It's just there. But money is never enough. It comes and goes.
Okay. Do you do like investments outside your industry, like completely other things like real estate and shit like that?
Karibu kwenye Msasa, where we talk to successful people about failure.
Why?
I don't know why.
I don't believe in investments. I don't believe in investments.
You don't believe in investments? No. What? You don't believe in investments? What does that mean? Which your business is an investment.
I know. I mean, I believe in that investment. That's it. Okay. I don't believe in like buying a house or something like that.
Okay. That's interesting. So what do you believe in?
Because I believe in life.
What does that mean?
I'm alone.
You're what?
I'm alone. I don't have kids. I don't have a family.
Okay.
If I buy a house, and then what? I might walk out of here and get hit by a Bajaj and I die.
True.
I might as well enjoy my money.
So when you say you believe in life, you mean in believing
I believe in living my life. I want to be happy.
What makes you happy?
Being with the people I care for.
Okay.
Being with people I care for, people who respect me, people I respect. Just living life, just being myself. Traveling.
You like traveling?
I love traveling.
Yeah.
Exploring new places, meeting new people.
Right.
Right. But buying a house and then what? If I had a family, it would be a different situation.
Probably, yeah. Because you'd be thinking about them too, not just yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. There is a freedom that comes with being alone.
I can wake up tomorrow morning and I'm just going to Zanzibar or going to Cape Town, just pack my bag and go.
Right. There's a certain kind of limitlessness of potential possibilities and experiences. Right?
Yeah. And I love traveling. I travel a lot.
Yeah. Between a book and a good movie, what would you choose?
A book.
A book? If you had to make one if somebody was to write a book about you, and said, hey, Ali, give me a title.
Life of a fabulous hustler.
Life of a fabulous hustler. I like that. Where'd you get the fabulous hustler?
Oh, it's been there for years.
Yeah, it's been there for years.
so long, and I see everyone now using
Right?
it. Yeah.
Did you give it yourself, or did somebody?
I just
It's stuck.
It's just stuck to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is exactly what I do.
Yeah.
Because I don't choose work. For me, it's exciting because, there's some people who, like hustler, for example.
Yeah.
Some people would say, Ali, there's a job, I don't have a lot of budgets. I'm sitting at home in bed.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do that day.
Yeah.
There is someone calling me for a job. I am making an extra 10,000 shillings.
Yeah.
Why not take it?
Because usingepata.
I'm in bed, so I'm doing something else. If
Yeah.
I have like 10 things going on, and then I would have a choice.
Yeah.
But I have nothing else going on.
Yeah.
Someone's giving me 10,000 extra shillings on something to do. Why not?
Yeah.
So I would do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I tell people, for some people, they're at home lying. Like, for instance, DJs.
Right.
There's so many DJs bothering me. I'm hatuna kazi.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, okay, I give you a job. My budget is 100,000. Oh, boss, mi kama laki tatu sifanyi kazi. I'm like, you're home sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
no one knows you. Of course, it's branded, whatever, but no one knows you.
Right.
These are the kind of things you need to. And the next one was nomba hela elfu tano nikale. I'm like, I gave you a job for 100,000 yesterday. You said no.
Yeah.
So these are kind of mentality that pisses me off.
Yeah. Lakini Ali, at what point, kwa sababu yule anayekataa laki moja anataka laki tatu, at what point is it justifiable for them to say no, it has to
Once
be
they're big and they're in demand. For me, I give you laki moja, no one needs to know how much I paid you.
Right.
We can tell people I paid you 1 million shillings.
Right.
You can tell people I paid you 1 million. I don't care.
So at that point in time, is somebody being delusional? Or are they just trying to...
For me, I just think it's
place
a
value
mentality
in-
of all this young generation.
Okay.
They are just lazy.
You're young
I am
too.
sorry. I'm not young. They are just lazy.
Okay, uh-huh.
Kuna watu wanaamka asubuhi and the only thing they think about is what picture they're going to post on Instagram.
That's true.
How many likes are they going to get?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, this kind of things bothers me. I mean, you can do it if you're successful.
Yeah.
But you have nothing going on. You have no money to even, if you call someone for an interview, akija ofisini kwanza, he's like 1 hour late.
Yeah.
Yeye ndo mwenye shida kanitafuta.
Afya ndo anachelewa.
Yeye kachelewa.
Yeah.
And then akiondoka naomba nauli,
Yeah.
you are at your own, you don't have that luxury to sleep till like 12, 1.
Yeah.
Or to chagua kazi.
Yeah. So as a hustler, as somebody who's a hustler, what's the right point to start raising your prices? When you have more orders than you can manage, or
when you're in demand, when you say, okay, now I need to build a team, I need to increase my prices to be able to live a good luxury life for my team, Like, of course, when you grow, like right now, I'm struggling as well. For me, in terms of when you come to fashion, my prices are very reasonable.
Okay.
And for me, I don't think I have the mindset to change it. I will never be able to change it.
Okay.
I come from that era when laki moja nusu was too much.
Right.
Right now, you see someone selling a dress for 1.5 million. And I'm like, oh my God, I can never do this to anybody.
You can never do that to anybody. Okay.
No, I mean, right now it's fair. But
Yeah.
for me, just the whole
idea of it.
Yeah.
just okay.
doesn't set in.
Okay.
So it has to be fair.
Okay. So the ones who are doing that are being unfair?
They're not. This is the time. For them, it's fine.
Right.
They just started off right now. They know what the market prices are.
Yeah.
But at that time,
But why wouldn't you raise your price if the market allows you to?
from laki moja to 1 million? How? I can't. I can't be that unfair to people, Giovanni.
You feel like you're being unfair?
Yeah.
Okay. So a fair margin is what? From a percentage standpoint?
Kidogo, your profit margins are there.
Yeah, what's a fair margin? 20%, 25, 40%? 100%.
100% is
All
fair.
right. 100% is fair.
Yeah.
Okay, kwa manake kama napata laki moja gharama yangu elfu hamsini.
Yes.
Okay. Sio elfu hamsini
Yeah,
alafu
100% is
1.5
fair.
million.
Yeah, that's like crazy.
Okay, I get you.
I don't want to make money on one client.
Okay.
I want volume.
You want volume. Okay, you are a businessman. Yeah, okay. Are you spiritual?
Whew, no.
Okay,
I believe in God.
right.
I believe in God. I believe in what's right and what's wrong.
Okay,
I don't go to mosque much.
okay.
I don't pray. I pray by myself, but I'm not the kind of person who would actually. There's so many hypocrites out there
Okay.
who go to mosques.
Yeah. Or churches.
Or churches.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like, just be a good person.
Okay.
And you know what's right. Don't hurt anybody. Don't make someone work and not pay them. These are kind of things that my parents have taught me.
Okay. Have you ever been in an experience or a working experience, either working for someone or with someone, where you felt like they were unfair to you?
I mean, professionally, sometimes it does happen. It does happen on a very professional level, but nothing personal or anything of that sort. So I would say no.
No. Okay. And in the number of people we meet hustling, what's the worst advice you've ever been given?
Worst advice?
Yeah, like the shittiest piece of fucking shit that came out of someone else's mouth and you're like, wow, how are you breathing the same air as me?
No, there are a lot of stupid people out there.
Right?
There are a lot of stupid people out there. But I don't know. I mean, I have to really sit down and think about this.
Anything that comes to mind? You don't have to mention who they are.
I know. Of course, when I was starting the industry, I got a lot of shitty advice. I actually looked at a lot of different people. I mean, like, you made it. How do I make it? And they were like, no, I made it by myself. You got to do it by yourself as well, No one was there to teach me what to do. You got to learn it by yourself. These are kind of things that I don't want anyone else to go through.
Okay.
I like talking to people. I actually answer all my DMs on Instagram.
Right.
All young designers want to be designers. They always look for me. I always find time for them.
Okay.
You never know who might help.
Okay. So you're saying the bad advice was that you got to do it by yourself?
Yeah. I mean, no. I mean, just selfish.
It is selfish. Yeah.
I'm sure there are a lot more.
Right.
To think about it.
Do you remember any good ones?
Yes, 100%. Like one of my first tailors, Titus. I know him very well. He told me this one day, for you to make in the industry, you have to change from what you are right now to be totally Tanzanian. You need to, being Muindi, being Mzungufied, living in the States, coming here, having a whole different mindset about Tanzania. He told me, if you want to make it in this industry, you have to just be like us.
So you can understand the needs.
Just the locals are your customers. The Tanzanians are your customers.
Right.
Right. And that is when I started adopting the culture.
Right.
Understanding that I used to eat on the table with them, chips, kuku, everything, There were days, when I was teaching at DTP, I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
Like I used to take dala to work.
Yeah.
The things like, you just go dala, pay for people's naulis and just talk to people, get inspired by them. And that really helped me be who I am.
Yeah. I love DTP as a company.
Yeah.
I really, like the number of designers I know ambao
who have done so well. So many. Not even designers.
So well right
other
now.
people who are like marketing directors of big companies and firms. And there are people I've taught,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Safsana.
And right now I see them and they're doing so well. I'm like, my God.
Safsana. Hivi, kuna kipindi sijui sasa ndo kupambana nikaachaga kukusikia na I guess nikachoka kukufuatilia tukawa tuongee sana na mimi niko najitafuta. I was moving to Dar, I was figuring out my shit, and then streets of Dar es Salaam. I was like, yes, this nigga. How did that come about? That was the coolest thing I've seen.
That was the most interesting project. It was such a fun
thing I've seen in a while.
I was randomly at home scrolling through Twitter.
Yeah.
And I saw this really cool sketches.
Right.
Yeah. And so I just clicked by them. I'm like, Ngaira Mandara. Who the hell is Ngaira? So I sent him a DM. Hi, Ngaira. How are you? My name is Ali. You know?
Yeah.
I saw your work. It's really great.
Can we introduce yourself?
I don't know.
Yeah,
so I'm like, Ngaira, can I please have a meeting with you? Sure. I remember I called Ngaira for a meeting in my office. I had no idea who Ngaira was. I'm like, Ngaira, I love your work,
Right.
I want to buy them. I didn't say I want to buy them. I told him I want to work with you.
Right.
What I do, we own the streets of Dar es Salaam, the entire line.
Right.
2 of us.
Okay.
I'll invest. We'll make merchandise out of it. We'll split the profit.
Right.
And that has been one of the best partnerships I have ever gone into. It's been there for like 5 years now.
Right.
And we are still doing well. Touch wood.
Amen.
And this is a kind of partnership, we trust each other. We work very well together.
Right.
He is so good with numbers and
He's good with
Excel.
numbers,
Oh,
nice.
Excel and everything. Oh my God, he's like a lifesaver when it comes to that
What?
thing. For me, Excel.
And
is
he's a
horrible.
creative.
He is a creative,
That's dope.
So my
Yeah.
job is just to be out there, be there for him,
Right.
help him push, help him sell, and invest in the brand.
So what's the deal? He's the creative, you're
The investor.
the investor. Who does the marketing?
He does it, and I help him.
Okay. Really? I thought, that's interesting. That's an interesting thing.
And it's a great project, and it's still doing well. That's what I'm glad about.
Yeah.
Not for a t-shirt brand to survive for that long.
Yeah.
It's not, because I've seen so many brands come and go.
Right. And how does that work? Do you have like a number of new designs that you're going to put out every season?
Yes, we always sit down together. We work on the plan for the next season. What are we going to do? What color t-shirts are we going to change? How are we going to change things? How are we going to push it?
Right.
That's what we do.
And you do campaigns for the different lines?
He does it, yes.
Nice.
We do, we're very big on artisan market. It happens twice a year.
Yeah.
So we're very big on there. So we campaign throughout that time. Now we get more interactive, digital. Shalua is now part of it as well.
Yeah.
He's so smart.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of thing I don't understand.
What?
I mean, this technology and all these things.
Okay.
And I'm like, I get so lost when they talk.
Okay.
I'm like, you do it. It's fine.
Do you export?
No.
How come?
Oh, we do. For Streets of Dar es Salaam, we do.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
we do.
Okay.
We have an agent in New York selling all Tanzanians.
Okay.
All Tanzanians.
Like diaspora.
Diasporas.
Nice.
Pushing it for us.
Let's make them
they're
feel
pushing
at home.
They're pushing it for us. Yeah. And they love it.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Do you see yourself doing more collaborations of that kind?
If I find the right partner and the right project, something for me, Gaira's work spoke to me. I saw it. I'm like, oh my God, this is genius.
Yeah.
Before anyone takes that, I was like, let me be selfish and just take him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And right now we work with a lot of corporates. We customize Streets of Dar es Salaam for corporate companies now.
Right.
And that's doing really well.
Yeah. 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 Ali, I want to ask you a question as an employer.
Yes.
As somebody who is responsible for other people, that equally need the people to be able to make things happen. What's your biggest challenge when it comes to recruiting talent?
Recruiting.
Or people to work with?
Simple. For me, first of all, I have hired a lot of people. I've worked with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
What I like to do, I'll take people who are young and inexperienced.
Okay.
I take them with me. I teach them. I empower them. And I let them learn by themselves. I am there. They know exactly when I teach them what I do.
Okay.
And this is what they do. But what happens is, a lot of times someone who's been with me for probably 5 years, and this has happened a lot of times, someone's working for 5 years and they're like, boss, I've been here for 5 years. And I tell them on their face, you work here for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Your salary can start with 300,000. The most can go up to would be 600,000. There is no growth after here.
Okay.
We are a small company.
Yeah.
My job is to be here and let you grow.
Yeah.
Like, example, Fundi Juma. Fundi Juma? Juma Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
He started off with me.
Okay.
He was with me for about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came to me this one time, boss, I've got an opportunity, do you think I should do it? I'm like, yes, go for it,
Yeah.
And I told him, you're going to stay here when it was 10 years. Your salary was not going to go
Above this
one.
Right.
You have this great opportunity. Do it.
Right.
And he actually did it. And he's doing really well.
Right.
And this is the same thing I'm talking about for photographers, because I work in this industry with entertainment agency, whatnot. I always have photographers. I always have graphic designers. I always have young animators and all these people.
Right.
So I take them really young, and I teach them, tell them, empower them.
Right.
This is your job. Do it.
Okay.
I don't want to see you. You don't have to come to work at 8 a.m. You don't need to leave at 5 p.m. You do what you have to do. Make sure my job is done.
Okay.
But from once they start getting busy, they actually move out, and they actually bring me someone else to work with.
Okay.
So for me, I just feel like empower them.
Okay. So you haven't had challenge with local talent?
No, some of them are irresponsible and lazy, but then you can work with them.
Okay. So, for instance, what's the longest amount of time somebody has stayed with you?
The team I'm working with right now, I've been with them for about 6-7 years now.
Okay. Now, in terms of the churn rate, doesn't that worry you because you're constantly having to retrain? Or is the retraining part of what you want to do?
No, like right now, I have people work for 5 years, but then again, there are other people who work for 2 years.
So they get trained by the ones.
And they're the ones who train them. I don't get involved in day-to-day activities. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ali, I feel like you're very kind.
Kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get used a lot.
That's funny.
It's true, Naomba laki moja kopesha, that's how it is. I'm the kind of person, if I have it, I'll give it to you.
Is that because of how you grew up?
I don't know. I just guess it's how I am. I don't have that bone in me. And it's sad. It's really sad
Is it?
sometimes. Yeah, you give
It's
someone
not
1
bad
million.
to be a good person.
Like someone who was so close to asking for 2 million, give them 2 million, and the next thing they know, after 5-6 months, they stop talking to you, they lose. I'm like, it's okay. You just have to tell me that you don't have the money to pay me, I would understand.
Yeah.
Or you can just start giving me 100,000.
Kidogo.
Kidogo. I have no issues. But things like this happen. It's life.
So how do you protect yourself from people
Don't give anything to anyone anymore. Don't. I learned the hard way. Right now, just a scene now. It's easy as that.
But that's the scenario in the context of money.
Yeah.
But just generally, work-wise, how do you avoid being overused or abused or...
Abused, no. But to use, I just feel, I don't know. It just depends who it is. For me, I take people I work with, people I associate with, like family. They're the people that I work with every day. Like I was telling you earlier as well, for me, I don't have a lot of people. Right. I know a lot of people, but I don't have a lot of friends.
Right.
I only have very few friends, and all these few friends are people who are way older than me, way smarter than me, so successful, so much richer than me.
Right.
And these are the people that keep me grounded. Like these are people like I have issues with TRA, I have issues with this. I just go to them and they help me out.
What to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And I keep telling all these other people as well, it's the people who you associate with are the people who are going to make you or break you. Keep the right friends.
Right.
For me, if I didn't have that, they are my support system. Without my friends, I would be like nowhere. All my happy times, sad times, death in the family, my friends have always been there for me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Ali, we have a segment in our podcast about tunaita nje boxing. And this is a segment where tunatamani kupata a very concentrated Msasa from our guest. And what we're hoping to learn today from you is, so let's say you are 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 25, in that bracket, 16 to 25, let's say, or 16 to 24. And it's an age where unaanza kujitambua kimwili, kiakili, kitabia. Unaanza pia kugundua ni vitu gani unavipenda, uvipendi, unavijua, uvijue. Na labda Mungu akakubariki pia ukawa na kipaji. Na vipaji ni vya aina mbalimbali. Unaweza kuwa tu una jicho ambalo linaweza kukuwezesha wewe kuwa direct wengine, whatever your talent is.
Okay.
And then you choose to gamble on yourself, right? Bet on yourself with those support. Sometimes people don't have support, and that just makes the journey more interesting. So, and now you're doing the talent. But in order for you to be able to do the talent for a long time, it needs sustainability. You need to make money. Now, from personal experience as well as observation, it looks like there's a leap or a gap between your talent and your talent becoming a business. And I'm saying becoming a business, not just generating income, because you can generate income, but it's not sustainable, it's not repetitive, una volumes. So that gap between kipaji chako kwa biashara, who do you have to become? Who do you have to become in order for you to be able to go from this level to this level in a way that makes sense and is sustainable, preferably for this market?
Okay. First of all, in any art industry, in any creative industry, you need to have money to be able to start the business.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't make money, then it doesn't make sense. So I would advise a lot of young people out there who are trying to make a career out of their art business, look for a full-time job or something that gives you a constant money. If you're a singer, you have to go to music to a producer to record sound. If you're a fashion designer, you have to have money to buy fabrics. Make sure if it's your passion, you believe in it, you think you are super good. Look for a constant income. You can do that full time, but invest a little money into your creative industry until it starts building up. And then you have a choice. You have a choice where you can't manage both. And you're like, what do I do? I can't give my 100% to this. I can't give my 100% to this. This is when you have to make a choice. I want to do this or I want to do this. So I would believe, first of all, you need to have constant income to be able to take your creative side to business. Otherwise, you're not gonna take it. Other thing, learn. Learn from people around you. See what people do. I came in the industry at that time. There was Mustafa, Hisia, Linda. They were all doing African wear. I came with a different approach, a young, trendy market. So do something that's different. Something that people just look at it the first time and they like you and they want to work with you. That is going to grow. If you do something that everyone else is doing, there is no way you're going to do it. The other thing, be a bitch.
What does that mean?
Believe in yourself and take it further.
Okay. So I
Simple
like
as that.
I like that.
You know?
Basically, shutting out the noise?
Shutting out the noise. Believe in yourself. The main thing is just believe in yourself. No one else would do it.
But what happens for those who, when it takes a little bit too long? When do you know?
Then they're not doing the right thing. Or maybe it's time for them to make a plan B. There are so many young musicians out here who are struggling. I've known them for 10 years and still struggling. Just look for a plan B.
Right.
You're wasting your time.
I'm curious, did you do that?
What?
Do the gig, feel the craft?
Of course, I was a teacher. I was working full time. I was taking investing into my fashion business.
Right.
If I didn't have that gig, I would have not been here. I come from a middle-class family. I don't come from a rich family. My parents never gave me here's your car, here's your apartment, here's your money to start a business. No. Even going to States, I was told, my dad told me, I've just 1 semester money to pay for you. The rest is on you. And I did it. I hustled. I did about 6 to 7 full-time jobs there. I worked about 90 to 100 hours a week.
Nice.
To be able to survive. And that is the same thing that needs to approach here. You need to, if you can do it in the States, why can't you do it in Dar es Salaam or in Tanzania?
I like that. I've never heard anybody say it that way.
I used to work in a gas station. I used to work in a hotel. I used to clean rooms at hotels, you know? I've done all kind of crap.
Cool. And now let's say you've been able to get to a position where you've been able to make the choice to focus on the craft so that you can really make it into something. And in your going about your business, you've invented a product. Let's say it's an art product, specifically an art product. Are there any obvious hacks in your experience that if you probably tick these boxes, your chances for success are higher than otherwise? How do you take a creative concept to market and make you money?
First of all would be to be personal. Get personal with people. If it's a creative product, how does it speak to people? How do you speak to someone's everyday life? How do they connect with it? Once you can tap into that, then it's easy for you to grow. Of course, there's social media, there are different things, there are influencers, there's all kinds of different things. But the main thing that I believe in is everything you do needs to speak to people.
Is that the only secret?
I think so.
Yeah.
You just need to get people to try it and to connect to it. And they'll keep doing it.
Ali, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Asante sana.
Asante.
Mungu tubariki. Asante. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah.
Karibu kwenye Msasa, where we talk to successful people about failure.